Hello, everybody. This is Georgianne Hughes, and this is the Byte Show. And I'm very pleased to have Aaron Kaplan with us. He's an author and a researcher. You can get his book at this website, deepanalysisfrighteningconclusion.com. And also, Aaron is in the audio library, as most regular listeners know, and you go there, click on his name, and the page opens up with all of the audio files that Aaron and I have worked on over time. And Aaron has a very interesting take on this icebreaker, very mysterious thing going on. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Georgianne. How are you tonight?
I'm okay.
Most people, are wondering what's going on down there south in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Those icebreakers, the rescue after rescue, nobody can get to the ship. What gives? Okay.
Well, on RT the other night, they said that they'd been rescued.
Yes, they have. But the real story is not being told why certain ships didn't appear for the rescue.
Ah.
That's the key. That's the key. So
okay.
Let me start, Jan, with a little bit, this is going to be a very serious subject.
Okay.
And some portions of it are going to be a little bit, how does the word go, very itchy to our listeners.
Yeah.
But let me start with a little bit of humor, because basically this is the last chapter in my book, Deep Analysis, Writing Conclusion. That a certain subject that I may have mentioned very quickly once about 2.5 years ago when I discussed Admiral Byrd.
Yes.
But not in detail. So tonight it'll all come together, because this breakdown gives me a chance to tell the whole story the right way with what's going on down there.
Oh, my goodness.
But let me start with a little bit of icebreaker humor. Now, Georgianne, please, I'm not trying to practice for a new job in Las Vegas. I'm not trying to get a job in a nightclub to be a comedian.
Yeah.
But let me open up with something a little funny, but to the point.
Okay.
The first riddle: why did a chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
Very good, Georgianne.
I've heard that one.
Right.
I've heard that one
okay.
before.
Now here comes the second half of the riddle.
Okay.
Why did the scientific research Russian icebreaker with a civilian scientific team who are climate change scientists, specialists, and crew get stuck in the Antarctic ice?
I don't know.
That's good. It gives me a chance to explain, Georgianne.
Okay.
And it's a funny explanation. You're going to enjoy that. And the answer is, listen to this, because they went to Antarctica to find out why all of the ice is disappearing in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Because of global warming.
Uh-huh.
Get the joke?
Yeah. They're stuck in the ice.
Why the ice is disappearing.
Yeah.
And they get stuck in the biggest ice mountain ever.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is funny.
Yes, it is, in a funny sort of way.
This cruise job, Georgianne, believe it or not, an old friend of the Al Gore movement and Michael Moore. And they went down to Antarctica to prove to the world that the ice is all but disappeared.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get there, what happened when they get there?
They get stuck.
In the biggest ice, the thickest 20-foot ice that was ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay? That's kind of funny, and I'm glad I mentioned it for an opening.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of funny. Now, the main question is, realistically, a Chinese ship, a Chinese icebreaker tried to help them in Australia, but something was wrong out there. Mm-hmm. The Snow Dragon, a Chinese icebreaker that helped rescue 52 passengers, the pilot did with a helicopter from a Russian ship who was stranded there, finally got stuck herself.
Yeah.
So The ice is disappearing. I understand.
Yeah.
And the AMSA, which is Australian Maritime Safety Authority, which is in charge of the whole area of Antarctica, couldn't really explain correctly what's going on down there.
Yeah.
What nobody was able to explain, Georgianne, is why the U.S. Navy or the U.S. Coast Guard didn't send down there immediately one of their large icebreakers.
Yeah, why?
Okay. I'm glad you asked the question, Georgianne.
I want to know.
Yeah, you will. The answer is fantastic. Okay. The interrogated is the wrong word to use. A news team asked the captain of two U.S. Coast Guard icebreakers and sort of a destroyer.
Yeah.
Why they didn't go down there?
Mm-hmm.
The explanation they gave is they were not told.
Oh.
They didn't get a mission authorized.
Oh my goodness.
To go down there. Okay. It sounds a little strange.
Yeah.
Okay. A little strange.
Yeah, very.
So like I said, something is going on down there, but nothing that I don't know about. So I'll be more than glad to fill you and the audience in what's actually going down there.
Okay.
It's very simple. If people can really figure out what happened down there. In 1952 and 59 and 72, somebody signed a treaty down in Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was called the Antarctic Treaty. It was first signed by President Eisenhower.
Yeah.
First. On December 1st, 1959. Okay. Then it was ratified by every U.S. president, but especially President Nixon in 1972. What that treaty says is down south in Antarctica, beyond a certain line, which is called the red line, okay, no vessel from any nation, or even aircraft, or any land vehicles, or any person or personnel can cross that line with any weapons whatsoever, including sidearms, Georgianne.
Oh my goodness.
This is explained very explicitly in that Antarctic Treaty. That is a fact. Any one of our listeners can open up the internet, go to any page, and verify what I just said.
Yeah.
No one. The reason that treaty came about, okay, is very simple. I'm sure that everyone remembers my show that I did on your Byte show regarding Admiral Byrd. Of course, at the time, we may have heard some laughter from the audience, but not any longer. Because many facts are coming out now. Okay? The first fact, look at the weather. All the newsreels and the picture with TV news camera crews from Antarctica right now, they show sunshine in Antarctica. Beautiful weather. Sunshine, everybody's dancing on the ice,
Yeah.
But if you remember the famous book, The Diary of Admiral Byrd.
Yes.
Everybody said originally that Admiral Byrd has been in the North Pole.
Yeah.
February 16th, 19th, February, to Operation High Jump.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any idea, Georgianne, what the weather right now is in the North Pole?
No.
Like I always said, celestial winter. It's pitch black.
Well, yeah.
So all those pictures of his plane coming for landing, late, 3 hours late, he was never in the North Pole, Georgianne. Like I always said in my book and on the air on your show.
Yes, I
he
remember.
He was in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Always. So these pictures now on the news ratify, Georgianne, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that what I said originally is true.
Oh, boy.
Is that simple, Georgianne? You can't get away from that, can you?
No.
That's simple. It's that simple. And when we do an operation high jump, after he visited the inner Earth through the opening in down south in Antarctica, after he visited the inner Earth on February 19, 1947, and the meeting he had with the alien leader, who's called the Master, which I said that he was Lucifer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. He told Admiral Byrd, "Welcome to our domain, the domain of the Ariani."
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now this name Ariani, for those of you who did the research, first started to be used by Hitler.
Oh.
He called his own people the race of the Ariani.
Huh.
Back in 1929.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That means, again, that I was correct that the Nazis, Germans, had a meeting in the Black Forest in Germany. There are two meetings, in 1929 and 1936, with the same aliens, the same bunch of comedians, they call them, or shapeshifters, okay, the Nephilim, who will shapeshift any shape. And they signed a treaty with the Nazis then. It actually gave them dates and deadlines when to start World War II.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And they also promised them at the time to win the war. However, they also told the Nazis that in the event, I repeat, just in case, in the event that they lose the war, they'll always provide them a place to escape after the war. Okay? That's what they told them. And that plan was to bring all the Nazis, their leaders, and many other Germans, so-called Nazis, the old stereotype Nazis, blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
To give them safe haven and bring it down to a place in Antarctica under the ice in giant city complexes.
Yeah.
Of course, at the time, they didn't tell the Nazis where they're going to take him. but they kept that for the last-minute surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. That's part of the story. Now, the second part of the story is this. Many people don't realize that even in my book, I'm calling this book of Admiral Byrd the Diary of Admiral Byrd.
Okay.
However, in reality, in essence, there's no such thing as a diary. By the way, this so-called diary of Admiral Byrd was introduced to the world by Admiral Byrd's grandson, Harley Byrd, on the old Arbel show back on October 19, 1995. I once had a fight on the air, believe it or not, Georgianne, live.
Oh, dear.
with one radio station host.
Yeah.
I really liked him. He died a few months ago. That was Kevin Smith.
Oh.
He was very knowledgeable, very nice guy, but he passed away about 5 months ago.
Oh.
And he warned me, Aaron, before you give an answer about Admiral Byrd's diary, I want to warn you that I just spoke to Admiral Byrd's grandson.
Yeah.
And he told me all about it, so be careful what you tell me.
Yeah.
I said, Kevin, if you smoke to Admiral Byrd's grandson, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to tell you my story anyway. Okay? And the end of the story kind of where it goes, well, you raised my eyebrows, you know?
Yeah.
Because you knew that I was right. But I did have to, you know, I was very sad when it passed away.
Mm.
Now, back to the book called Diary. Folks, it is not a diary. What the U.S. government and U.S. Navy are terrified of and very scared. Cal used to fly a plane too, folks, some years ago. Cessna 150, 172, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I always carried with me under my arm a book. It's called a flight logbook.
Yeah.
LOG. And before the flight, I walked around the plane. You know, I picked a few tires. I checked the flaps, the elevators, the rudder, you know, the propeller. Basically, give the plane an inspection before I even entered the plane. And after I entered the plane, I checked all the dials, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And once I took off from the ground and I flew the plane, I had to enter in the logbook every half an hour exactly what I was doing and where I was.
Yeah.
Folks, this is called a flight logbook. Okay. Admiral Byrd also had one on his airplane, which was a modified DC-3 called an RD-4, which was equipped with especially daylight cameras with precise daylight sensitive film by Kodak.
Mm-hmm.
Those cameras were called Trimetricon.
Called what?
Trimetricon.
Okay.
Tri with 3 lenses.
Yeah.
And those cameras were designed only, Georgian, to operate in daylight only. So was the film.
Oh, boy.
That means right away, Georgian, that its plane could not have flown at nighttime.
Right.
Only in daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I was telling you so far, again, ratifies what I said originally years ago.
Yes.
The future catching up to the past.
Oh, boy.
Okay? In a very realistic form.
Yeah.
And what happened was that Admiral Byrd, when he was flying the plane, by the way, his co-pilot's name was Howard.
Okay.
He entered every hour, and if you read his logbook, you can see. He entered every hour and every half an hour exactly where he was, what the plane was doing. It's an official U.S. Navy logbook, Georgian. It was never a diary.
Oh, my goodness.
The U.S. government and the U.S. Navy wants you to think it was a diary. It was not.
Ah.
The reason why it became a diary is after he landed back, when he returned from his under-the-earth mission to the base of Little America 4,
Mm-hmm.
and returned back home, he typed a few pages in a typewriter whom he met under the ice,
Yeah.
what he saw, what he did. He couldn't write it in his flight logbook because he only wrote in his logbook when he was flying.
Yeah.
So when he combined both halves,
Ah.
very conveniently, it became known as a diary.
Yeah.
But it was not, Georgian. It was illegally a U.S. government property, U.S. Navy property flight logbook.
Hmm.
And it's deadly accurate, Georgian. It's very deadly accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Very accurate. Now, After Admiral Byrd met the master under the ice, he was told specifically, tell your leaders never to return to Antarctica again.
Oh, my goodness.
With arms.
Yeah.
Any type of arms.
Yeah.
Any type. If you remember, I told you a story about 2 years ago in the air about Dr. von Braun, the return to Antarctica to check some meteorites.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, when they changed planes in Antarctica, they changed planes to a little private plane, and the crew had no arms whatsoever. They were stripped of all arms.
Yeah.
So again, I'm questioning, where did they go in Antarctica? Dr. von Braun was not an astronomer.
Yeah.
He does not deal in rocks, okay?
Yeah.
The question is, whom did he meet at the time? And what did he really do in Antarctica? That's another question.
Yeah, it sure is.
That's another question, okay?
Yep.
Now you see what's happening to this Antarctic Treaty was finally written by President Eisenhower because what Admiral Byrd was told by the so-called master, no one to go beyond a certain line, which I'm going to call a red line, might as well,
yeah,
with any type of armaments, not even sidearms. So now you can understand, Georgianne, why the U.S. government did not give an order to their Coast Guards, which are equipped with the short-range cannons,
yeah,
and machine guns, under the decks,
yep,
and sidearms. They couldn't send them, Georgianne. That's the only reason.
My goodness.
There's no other reason, Georgianne. Only civilian ships were involved. The Russian ship was the one that was trapped.
Yeah.
And the Australian icebreaker and Chinese and one more were all civilian, no arms. That's the secret, Georgianne. The Antarctic Treaty.
My goodness.
It's simple but complicated. No one will tell you that. You're not going to read that in the New York Times, and you're not going to hear it on CNN, Georgianne.
I wouldn't believe anything I read or saw on either one of those places.
But this is the real reason. Nothing else makes sense, Georgianne. Nothing.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. And I researched it pretty carefully. I watched every day what's going on.
Well, Aaron, the government doesn't obey their own laws. They think they're above the law, so why would they obey that law?
Because they were told by an entity that's controlling this planet. Very simple. They know better. That's what President Eisenhower did that. Remember, President Eisenhower also met the same bunch of aliens, they formed Shlumia, or shapeshifters. He also signed a treaty after Truman.
Yeah.
He knows all about them. Okay?
Oh, boy.
So he knew that Admiral Byrd was not making up stories. He knew that Admiral Byrd was correct. But that's why he was the first one to introduce the Antarctic Treaty. That is a fact. Okay? Now, let's continue along the same line.
Okay.
The Vatican, as you know, is involved in many things. Religion, politics, art, money, faith, and much, much more.
Yeah.
Might as well be in China opening a casino called the Vatican. They'll fit pretty well these days,
Yeah.
with something thing or another.
Mhm.
But what most people don't know, well, maybe they do, is that the Vatican is involved in one more thing under the sign of religion. There's a word called exorcism.
Exorcism?
Yes.
Okay.
You remember the movie The Exorcist years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Linda Blair, whatever her name was?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? That movie was scary.
Yeah, it was.
Okay? Most people think that exorcism does not exist.
Oh, they got another thing coming.
Right. Even the Pope, previous Pope, John 16, and the present Pope, okay, Francis, were involved in exorcism.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yep.
So they perform exorcism. I don't want anybody to tell me that exorcism does not exist.
Well, they need to be performing exorcisms for Wall Street and the White House.
Okay, that's one joke for you, Georgiana. Write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
One for you. But the irony of the story is, before I get to the real depth of exorcism, what's going on down in Antarctica, well, let me tell you something. There's a direct tie in Georgiana.
There's what?
Believe it or not. A direct tie.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
A direct tie.
A direct tie. But you'll never know what it is.
Okay.
You'll never know. You'll never know. I watch on television, on the Sci-Fi Channel, on the History Channel, many shows where they show a young man, in his 20s or 30s or whatever, try to go at nighttime in groups, on couples, singles, to caves, to homes, and look for ghosts, okay? With this green light shining in their eyes. You know, Georgiana, I'm watching all this crap for years.
Yeah.
I've never seen one ghost. Okay?
Yeah.
All I hear is, scratches, and the battery's dying, or the film is ending, the lights are... I've never seen anything, okay, to agree with their show. It's a nice show, it's exciting, but I've never seen anything. It's always the next show, tomorrow. But you know what, Georgianne? Those people who go look for those ghosts, they can call themselves very, very fortunate that they haven't seen any ghosts.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. They're looking for the regular, the everyday ghostly apparition.
Yeah.
Which I have no idea what it is, I mean, it's possible they exist. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist. That's not my research line. Fine. Okay. They saw a shadow. The light bulb turns on, like the old jokes, table shakes, Okay. But God forbid, Georgianne, if any one of those ghost hunters, enters some deep cave somewhere, and he starts hearing whispers behind the wall of the cave or near him somewhere, it sounds like the very, very ancient Sumerian language, not the regular one, but the real ancient Sumerian language, or a language called Enochian, which nobody knows that it's a real language used by angelic entities or aliens from another dimension, from the second or third density dimension.
Yeah.
That's my research took me to anyway. If they ever hear that language anywhere near them in a cave anywhere, let me tell you something. It's probably too late for them, okay?
Oh, boy.
But if they can, turn around and run like the devil is chasing you. Get away from there. And we'll tell you why in a minute. It's a very, very scary sight, okay? these are not ghosts, okay? This is apparition of the original fallen angels, the Nephilim, in their one of the forms of shape-shifting to real reality, okay?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So you got to be very careful. If you hear those voices, it's probably too late anyway.
Oh, boy.
Once they possess your body, possession is a very dirty word. It's a funny word to use. Just taking over your body, very simple.
Well, you have to invite them.
No.
No?
Not the Nephilim.
Okay.
See, one, during the last floods, the floods of Noah,
Yeah.
they were, many of their descendants, the babies who were born to them, to the earthly women who became giants,
Yeah.
they all drowned in the waters of the flood of Noah.
Yeah.
And the only way those guys, Nephilim, one of the ways that they can survive, they can enter the water or any other disaster only after they possess a human form,
Oh, boy.
okay? So those Nephilim, or whatever you want to call them today, or the descendants, will always make sure, Jojan, because that's what's coming pretty soon in the show, they have to make sure that very close to them, wherever they inhabit the earth, either above the ground or under the ground, they're very close to certain human beings.
Oh.
Can you guess what's coming pretty soon?
Oh, boy, what?
Stick around to find out.
Oh, boy.
If something happens, whether, another flood of Noah appears out of nowhere, or even one of the old friends, Anunnaki's flood in the Bureau comes and burns the earth, the only way they can survive for more than a very short time is hide somewhere, but they have to possess another physical body.
Yeah.
And stay there until the danger is over.
Oh, boy.
And possession takes care only one-on-one, uno on uno. One Nephilim, one of the descendants, on one human.
Yeah.
Two Nephilims cannot possess one human body. Only one-on-one. Just stick around, okay?
Okay.
Stick around. By the way, before I go on, I think I mentioned last time, but I'm going to say it again now. I must make you, fellow listeners, aware of something. The name Nimrod is a very famous name. So remember the old joke. Everybody tells somebody, oh, he acted like a Nimrod.
Yeah.
Well, not too funny, Jordan. Most of you have no idea or who or what Nimrod really was.
Yeah.
And his real connection to the Tower of Babel. In many ancient books that were omitted from the Old and New Testament, including on many Sumerian tablets, and of course the Book of Enoch, has written why, or to explain the real reason why Nimrod built the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
The real reason was it was not a launching pad for space missiles or anything like that. According to Nimrod's own words, one of the tablets, he said that if the gods will bring another flood again, that his kind will not perish in the new flood. They'll have a higher place to go to, above ground level. That's why they built the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
Tower of Babel is only one tower. They built many of them, like a city full of giant towers.
Mhm.
So if another flood happened, they'd be able to go to a higher level and survive. This is written on Sumerian tablets.
Oh boy.
Okay? And you will never see it in the Old Testament or the New Testament. It wouldn't there. Now, the word Nimrod again, and we spoke about that, but I have to mention it right now because it belongs in this conversation. It is said in the New Testament, okay, that Nimrod, when he started to grow up, he came out of puberty, he became a mighty hunter.
Yeah.
That's in the New Testament, which supposedly is supposed to copy the Old Testament. Supposed to.
Yeah.
But as we all know, certain people have to be fooled by the common folks. You cannot tell them the truth. In the Old Testament, it does not say mighty hunter. It says one word. It says Nimrod started to become a Gibor. Gibor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I'm explaining to our listeners exactly what the word Gibor means. Gibor. There's two meanings. In modern Hebrew today, Gibor stands for a strong man and a hero.
And what?
A hero, H-E-R-O.
Okay.
A strong man and a hero.
Mhm.
However, in the Old Testament, the word Gibor very explicitly is called out many times in the Old Testament. Stands for the offspring that was born during the mating, sexual acts between the fallen angels, the Nephilim, and the women of earth.
Yeah.
The offspring became giants.
Mhm.
Okay. So Nimrod, when he came out of puberty, according to the Old Testament, started to become a giant, Georgian. Gibor.
Oh my goodness.
Not a mighty hunter.
Yeah.
That's why he knew the fate of his predecessors, of his great-great-grandparents who were drowned in the flood. How do you like that?
Boy, oh boy.
And that's why he built the Towers of Babel. Now you know that what I just told you makes sense, okay?
Yeah.
He built those towers to save himself and all his friends, who became giants.
Oh my goodness.
Or started to become giants. This is the exact purpose, Georgian, of the Tower of Babel.
Oh.
Anyway, I just told you, came with deep research. But all those out there who want to research me and prove me wrong, go right ahead. You are not going to prove me wrong on this one.
Well, King David, I believe it was him who had a Gibor that was in his entourage.
Yep. As a matter of fact, when King David killed Goliath,
Yeah.
Goliath was called part Gibor.
Yeah.
Because he was so large. So that's basically, you're absolutely correct, Georgian. You're right on. Okay? Now let's continue speaking about giants and Antarctica with my story.
Yeah.
It's going to get very exciting, Georgian. Okay? With exorcisms. You can't even guess what I'm going to say, can you?
No.
Okay. You see, when the war was ending and the Germans were losing the war, those Nephilim, they built fantastic, Georgianne, German army.
Mhm.
The Germans had the best fighters,
Yeah.
best tanks. The simple reason is that they signed a treaty with the Fallen Angels first in 1929 and 1936 in Black Forest in Germany for the Americans. Americans signed the treaty only, with President Roosevelt in the very, very late 40s and early 50s.
Yeah.
Okay? That gave the Germans 4 to 6 years ahead time to start building weapons. So when we invaded Normandy, we said, what the hell's going on here? We the Americans use pea shooters while the Germans have the most modern arms in the world.
Yeah.
They couldn't understand why. Now we all know why. Very simple. But the Germans also developed one more thing, Georgianne. They developed, as we remember, the V2 rockets,
Yeah.
the V1 rockets,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. Those V1 rockets started at London in the very, very late 30s and early 40s. But then came the V2 rockets. And they started at England, London in the 40s. But one problem, Georgianne, one problem. Most people think that those rockets were developed by Warner von Braun
Yeah.
in the 1940s. Okay. Well, those rockets, Georgianne, were built in a place in Germany called Peenemünde, which is among a German river. Okay. And that place was invaded by Russian troops at the end of the war.
Yeah.
Guess what the Russian troops found?
What?
They found the cornerstone of the factory of the V2 rockets at Peenemünde, a cornerstone with the date 1929.
Oh my goodness.
All right?
Oh.
That is a fact. That is a fact. So it shows you, Georgianne, that the Germans already started to build the factories, the underground factories and the above-ground factories and the rail systems and the assembly lines for the V2 rockets in 1929.
Oh my goodness, Aaron. Oh.
That is a fact.
Wow.
Now, the father of our atomic bomb,
Yeah.
okay, Robert Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
the all-American Jewish fellow, right? What everybody's saying was educated in America, the American scientist. Well, he was, blah, 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 blah. But he was, most Americans don't know, Georgianne, and most of the world doesn't know, that Robert Oppenheimer got his doctor's degree in nuclear physics in Germany
Oh my goodness.
in 1929 at the University of Göttingen. And I'll even give you his professor's name, Max Born. Okay? So much for American scientists, right, Georgianne?
Right. Oh boy.
Hey, I'm giving you facts.
Wow.
Now you see how advanced the Germans really were. See, those aliens made sure, Georgianne, they made sure that Germany will have a tremendous advantage in the sciences
Yeah.
leading to World War II.
Oh boy.
They are the ones who had the heavy water facilities to process uranium-235.
Yep.
We didn't. Canada started to process uranium-235 at the end of 1944. That's what when the war was over. And I discussed it once on your show that one of the bombs dropped in Japan is not uranium but plutonium.
Yeah.
But it's a different subject, and I'm not going to discuss it right now. So it shows you, Georgianne, they got all the advancement in the sciences from the strong angels.
Wow.
From Lucifer, not the devil, but a DNA specialist, okay?
Yeah.
A huge jump in sciences, humongous. That's humongous.
Gee.
So now taking all that information, folks, that I gave you tonight, back to the Nazis in Antarctica.
Wow. Oh, my
for the
goodness.
grand finale. So here comes Operation High Jump, okay? From the U.S., the 40 warships who came from three sides of the U.S., from the East Coast, the West Coast, and through the Panama Canal, all heading to Antarctica, to an area called Schwabenland, whatever they call it. That's where the Nazis built their underground cities, not on their own, of course, but with the help of the aliens, the Nephilim, who guarantee them safety.
Yeah.
If they lose the war. Safety and comfort. Little do those Nazis know what's awaiting them, Georgianne, okay?
Okay.
Very little.
Wow.
And I'm going to reveal it tonight, and it's going to be scary as crap, okay?
Okay.
So here we are. The American fleet of 40 warships goes to Antarctica to battle the Germans. Originally, they were called the scientific fleets. Look for minerals. But in reality, there was completely battle-ready fleets. Aircraft carriers, submarines, etc., etc., etc. So they opened fire on German positions. Little did they know what's awaiting them. By the way, those 40 warships were crews from many other nations, like Russia, New Zealand, Australia, and England, and Poland, and many other nations.
Yeah.
4,000 fighting men from other nations, besides the American crews who operated those battleships. When they approached Antarctica, beautiful sunshine, beautiful weather, fantastic. Everything was peaceful. But as soon as the American fleet opened fire on the supposedly Nazi positions, all hell broke loose. UFOs came out of nowhere.
Oh, boy.
But you could tell that they were not alien UFOs. Those UFOs were mostly of the Brill type, so German-built UFOs that we all see in magazines,
Yeah.
You can tell they're not alien-type UFOs. They're more of like the Earth-built UFOs, but very large.
Yeah.
And they're very effective weapons. They destroyed many American ships, including sinking one carrier called the Casablanca. The funny part was, whenever we opened fire on their positions, they returned fire.
Yeah.
When we stopped firing, they stopped firing.
Oh.
They were under control of the Nephilim. Apparently, very careful control. And after about a week of that, suddenly out of nowhere, different type of UFOs appeared. Giant UFOs, about 250 miles in diameter.
Oh, my goodness.
Very slick.
Oh.
Very shiny, very slick. They came out of the water like at 50 miles an hour in deep oceans, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They flew above the fleet and went right into the water with the same speed.
Oh, my goodness.
Those UFOs, Jojan, were piloted by the Nephilim.
Oh, my gosh.
These were their own UFOs. Okay. So they were controlling the action. Now, after 2-3 weeks of that, our fleet had enough. Operation High Jump was prepared to stick around Antarctica to battle Georgian for 8 months, okay? 8 months.
Oh, boy.
After 2.5 weeks, they put the tail behind the legs and escaped with their lives, okay?
Yeah.
Back to the U.S. Many ships that returned to the U.S. were told to come in only at nighttime. Nobody would see how badly the damage was on the ships.
Oh, my goodness.
They were torched.
Oof.
Never to be heard from again.
Gosh.
Meanwhile, back at a farm, back in Antarctica, we had all those Germans under the ice, those same Germans that the Nazis brought at the end of World War II, the Germans losing the war, with those big giant submarines that were equipped with what's called the Wasserschnorchel. They were devices that produced oxygen under the water. It was a world first, okay? There were huge submarines, German submarines, that traveled almost 2 weeks underwater, Georgian.
Wow.
Carrying hundreds of people in each one, hundreds.
Oh, my goodness. Where did they get the people?
First they asked for recruitment in Germany. They asked to the young Germans, who wants to come and live in New Germany?
Oh, brother.
Well, they had volunteers.
Yikes.
But, of course, many did not volunteer, Georgian. You know, you have all her commandants.
Yeah.
You got no choice but to go.
Oh, boy.
No. So thousands of people, Georgian. Young, 99% very young people, I would say between the age of 16, 17, and 25, were grabbed. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Grabbed is the wrong word. They volunteered.
Yeah.
To join the Nazi trip to Antarctica. They had no idea where they were going, Georgian.
Oh, boy.
Nobody told them.
Gee.
Okay. Nobody told them. So they were brought to Antarctica. And I'm also very sure, Georgian, that around the same time, our old friend, Mr. Adolf Hitler, he did not die at the bunker. We know that.
Yeah.
He didn't. I very strongly believe that he also wound up, Georgian, not in South America. No. He wound up in a beautiful, magnificent city under the ice in Antarctica.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. I'm positive, Georgian. Lived the rest of his life in glory.
Gee.
Or whatever. Now, why were those Nephilim, those very friendly aliens, so friendly, okay, to the Nazis?
Yeah, why?
Why would they volunteer to bring all of them, so many of them, to live under the ice in Antarctica? Usually you bring the leaders, you promise them safety, and the families, etc., etc., etc. But at the time, they brought, I believe at the time, between 35 and 50,000 people, okay?
Yeah.
Young men and women, and gave them safety in cities built under the ice in Antarctica just for them.
Oh, boy. Now,
you have to remember one thing, Georgian. Originally, there were only 200 fallen angels, as it says in Bukovina,
yeah,
who fell in Mount Hermon. Okay? But by the time of World War II, Georgian, those 200 angels, you have to understand, had descendants, okay? They mated with many women.
Yes.
And each one had, his family, her family, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So the number of Germans that they brought to Antarctica matched pretty closely the number that the Nephilim at the time were composed of with their descendants. Now things are making sense very slowly what's going on? Okay. Very slowly. I'm trying to tell the story the right way. Everybody will understand what's awaiting our fine German friends. Until this day, Georgian, until today, if my research is correct, I'm pretty sure it's right on, those German Nazis under the ice, and who their descendants are, doesn't matter, have no idea what's going on or what the fate may be.
Yeah.
All they know, they're living a very comfortable life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Now, we are now awaiting, impatiently, of course, any day now, impatiently, the arrival of a certain planet.
Yeah.
Nibiru. Okay. We're all waiting impatiently. Last time Nibiru came around, there was, storms, floods, etc., etc., etc. 13,500 years ago when Nibiru came around, according to the Korah Sitkin, he came at the Earth from the near side of the Sun, and that melted almost all of the ice in Antarctica. And according to his research, and according to Sumerian tablets, that's what caused the first big flood. Okay, it's called the flood of Noah.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that Noah first appeared 49,000 years ago. So many people are wondering, well, how can Noah have been here 13,500 years ago? Well, that's simple. The gods, whoever God may have been there, Enki, Enlil, San Marduk, there's a saying in the Old Testament and New Testament, the Godhead was called an abode, A-B-O-D-E, in the sky.
Yeah.
This is the key, Georgian. The abode in the sky, very simply, is a gigantic spaceship. It is always hovering.
Yeah.
Far away from the Earth. I'm not sure if it's stationed around the Sun or around one of the planets, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
It's always out there. So whenever God needed Noah for a mission, God dialed the abode, and here comes down Noah. Noah always appears at the time of floods. I call him the flood specialist, okay? You always hear a story when Noah is present, time of floods. Whether it's 49,000 years ago, 13,500 years ago, or 7,200 years ago.
Yeah.
Noah, his other name was Sudra.
Yes.
He's always there because God trusted him. He knew his capabilities as a human to handle floods. That's my opinion. I got down as far as that. God kept him in space, in a giant spaceship somewhere. God called the abode in the sky. Simple. Very simple. Now back to Antarctica. Okay. Those German Nazis, Trojan, in Antarctica, are candidates. Okay? Are very possible candidates for, I call it in my book on page 149 and 159, my book, Deep Analysis, Writing Conclusion.
Yeah.
The word is alternative Angepp, A-N-G-E-P-P. And A-N-G AGEPP stands for Alien, Nazi, German, Excellent Possession Plan.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? It's the only thing that makes sense, Georgianne. Nothing else makes sense. What those aliens did to assure their own survival and their descendants is have right next to them the same amount of humans, one-on-one, uno, that in case some terrible happens, whether it's another flood or Nibiru come around, catastrophe, that they can immediately, each alien or each Nephilim or each descendant can immediately get their hands on a human to possess them.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So, Georgianne, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Wow.
Nothing else makes sense, Georgianne, okay? It does not make sense.
Yeah. Wow.
The only thing that makes sense. And don't you believe or don't you think for 1 second that the Vatican and our government don't know that.
Oh my goodness.
They know. But their lips are sealed. Okay? They know. This is scary stuff, okay?
Yeah,
it really is. Because, tell you why it's scary. I'm talking about 30 human beings in Antarctica. But what is to say that those same entities cannot choose human beings from outside Antarctica?
Yeah. I think they've already chosen some.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But I'm saying, this is exactly, if you figure out the number, okay, many experts try to guess how many Germans started who brought from Germany to live in Antarctica under the ice.
Yeah.
And how many can be now through intercourse, etc., etc., etc. They're guessing it's pretty close to one-to-one basis.
Oh boy.
And if that's true, Georgianne, then my theory, well, I'm using the word theory allegedly, my research is right on.
Oh my gosh.
Because those entities specialize, Georgianne. They specialize in possession.
Oh my gosh.
This is their form of existence.
Oh.
They're from another dimension, Georgianne. Don't you get it?
Yes.
They're from the second and third densities.
Oh my gosh, Aaron.
I'm using the word density, the fancy word. Second and third dimension.
Yeah.
The view itself with the Anunnaki exists in the second dimension. That's why right now there have been pictures that our cameras, Stereo 1 and Stereo 2 in space, as soon as Ison left the scene, and some of Ison broke apart, they've seen a giant planet.
Yeah.
Like blinking, as if it's seen, half an hour later, disappears.
Yeah, and they say that it appears to be steered or under some kind of control. It's not just wandering,
That's what some say. And Nibiru is under control.
That's the one I was referring to.
Yeah, that's under control. And also, like I told our audience once and you, that I'm positive, Georgianne, that our moon is artificial.
Yeah, oh yeah.
100%.
I'm sure of it too.
Okay? So right now, Georgianne, I gave away a very big and scary secret of what's going on here, okay?
Oh.
And if people think it's a joke, it is not. It's not a joke. Those fallen angels are real. Lucifer is real. The Vatican knows that Lucifer is real.
Yeah.
After all, they named 2 telescopes and found Graham after him.
Mhm.
Lucifer 1, Lucifer 2.
Yep, that's right.
So to all my listeners out there who think I'm kidding around or making up things, please research every word I said tonight, and you'll find out I'm right on.
My goodness, Aaron.
It sounds strange, I know, Jordan. It sounds like a thriller story or a Twilight Zone movie or whatever it is. But we cannot comprehend that we humans only live in one flat dimension like a piece of paper.
Right.
We are nobodies.
Well, I think a lot of our congressmen and our senators are demonically possessed. I really believe that.
Hey, what's going on lately? I wouldn't doubt you, Joe Jan.
Oh, my gosh.
Things are going on lately.
Yeah. It's
By
crazy.
the way, you're saying that. By the way, do you remember a few months ago I did a show and I said that Obama, Putin, the German premier, what's the name? I forgot the name.
Angela?
Merkel, yeah, and the French Prime Minister and the English Prime Minister, they all took a very secret trip to Afghanistan.
Yes.
A few weeks apart, very secretly,
yeah.
to visit a certain site. Okay. I wonder what it was or whom they met. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And only a few weeks ago, okay, we saw President Obama and his family go to Africa.
Yeah.
To attend the funeral of Mr. Mandela.
Oh, gee.
Mandela died some time before this funeral.
Yes. Yes.
And about 90 or 91 rural leaders came there, okay? And many of them disappeared for days at a time.
Yeah, it was a big meeting.
Yeah, nobody knows whom they went to see. Some strange stories I hear, that maybe far-fetched, maybe not, is they went to meet members of the Anunnaki that have arrived, etc., 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 etc. But I cannot justify those rumors. I can't. No way for me to justify them.
Yeah.
But they've done something. And Obama was there, Georgianne, in South Africa 3 times in the last 3 months. Okay.
Gee.
3 times.
Huh.
Why?
Yeah. Why? Spending all our tax money.
So, well, let me tell you something. Obama, what he's doing now, look, maybe he had good intentions, maybe not.
I think he is demonically possessed. I really do, Aaron. I mean, any leader that comes out and says, well, I'm good at killing people, I mean, my God, that's his answers to many questions baffle me. Yeah.
Okay? I mean, it's absurd. I've never seen a president act like that.
It's like somebody that's on drugs.
Similar.
Yeah.
One day he goes, oh, don't worry, guys, you're not going to lose insurance. The next day, well, I didn't really mean to say that,
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on there?
He's just a liar. I mean,
I'm glad you said that.
And isn't that what demonic spirits do? They lie.
Oh my God, Jojo, before I called you to do tonight's show, okay,
yeah,
you have no idea what I had to make sure that I was speaking the right facts, especially what's going on in Antarctica with our Coast Guard.
Yeah.
I waited. I said, wait a minute, whoa, 2 weeks? And that's one Coast Guard cutter comes to the help of the ship?
Yeah.
And all within 2 days distance? What's going on there? What's going on? And I'm right on, Georgianne.
Well,
that's really...
Yeah, it's very strange. Very, very strange, Aaron.
What can I tell you, Georgianne? It's a very scary situation with those Nazis on the ice in Antarctica living. And I'm sure, Georgianne, that they're not listening to the Byte show or CNBC or CNN They have no idea what's going on.
Well,
some do.
They have to be pretty old, like in their 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah, but remember, they're descendants.
Oh.
That's what counts.
Yeah.
They die, sure. The original fallen angels never die.
Yeah.
But the descendants do die off. But the descendants, their children, and their children, and their children.
Yeah.
That's what those fallen angels need. They need body counts, live bodies.
Oh, boy.
One on one.
Oh, my gosh.
They have to make sure they have them right next to them.
Oh, gee.
And they do.
God.
See? And maybe they'll call the Pope to do an exorcism,
Gee. Gee.
I'm not kidding, Georgianne. This is for real.
I know you're not kidding. That's what makes it so scary.
That's it. That's the story put to life. Let me tell you something. It's called research. And if anybody wants to, they can do their own research on the subject, and they'll see I'm right on.
Yeah.
The Vatican's Department of Exorcism is alive and well.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
For those young men and women who want to join those search parties in caves to look for entities, for ghostly entities, my advice is don't play around with Mother Nature,
Yeah, don't do it.
She can smack you on your behind and you'll never be seen again,
Years ago, a woman was telling me that she had two friends that that they wanted to do some spelunking. And they went into a cave in New Mexico. And they came running out screaming. And a very tall entity told them, "Don't you ever, ever come back." And they were really scared.
You have no idea how lucky they were.
Oh, yeah.
No idea, Georgia.
Mm.
That entity must have been in a very good mood or full of food,
Well, Aaron, there's about 1 million people every year on this planet that literally disappear. Literally.
Children too. Yeah, and women, children, many of them. I did
Yeah.
read about it. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And
but it's very hard to do real research or follow it because the government knows about it. They erase all the names of children.
Yes.
And record, so you can't really follow anything.
Yeah, it's like they never existed.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Yeah, I know. There is a place not far from where I live called Stewart Airport near Route 84, not far from New York State Thruway. Now it became almost completely civilian airport. But up to a few years ago, it used to be not exactly a military airport, but it was used by the National Guard.
Yeah.
And many gigantic C-5As were stationed there. Okay?
Oh, boy.
There were stories floating around, and also some books I read. One book was written by a lady called Crystal something. I'm not sure what the last name was. From Pine Bush, New York. It was right around the corner. And that she claims that many people that live in the area heard at nighttime the giant C-5As landing at Stewart Airport, and giant military trucks transporting cattle. Cows.
Oh, my gosh.
To certain locations, to openings in the underground. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah. That I do know. There are records of, but it's all I know. Like I said, I don't research that, and I don't research reptilians for obvious reasons, because I go by the old funny story from Star Trek, live long and prosper. Okay?
Yeah.
So I have my limits of research.
Well, cattle, the genome is either 89 or 98, I can't remember which, percent right on with human DNA.
Yes, yes. But you have to learn one more thing, Georgianne. There's all the abductions. Other thing that those aliens need any more samples, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's purely food or who knows what else
boy.
they do with them. But it's not, remember the old days, during the 50s, the 60s, and even the 70s, we used to see pictures in magazines of farmlands or cows and horses are being cut in half.
Yeah.
And no traces of the body parts like I did by a professional surgeon removed, no footsteps, nothing. You know, Georgianne, it sounds exciting to think about that. But you know what? After a while, how many animals can be abducted by aliens for research? Okay, after a while, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I think they're abducting them for food.
For certain body parts?
Yeah.
Like tongue or...
Yeah.
You know?
Gruesome.
Who knows, Georgianne? I know.
Gruesome. Well, Aaron, thank you very much. This has been very interesting. And everybody, you can email Aaron Kaplan at this address, frightening@optonline.net. And Aaron is in the audio library. Go there, click on Aaron Kaplan's name, and his page opens up with some of the wildest, darndest stories you've ever heard. And, you know, later news comes out that confirms a lot of these stories. So be watchful, everybody. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for helping out.
Everybody, you're very welcome. Like Jan says, please, and what I'm telling you, as I'm asking you very nicely, please help Jan. Please mail her a donation so she can keep the airwaves open and keep her show going.
Thank you, Aaron, very much. And I want to thank everybody that has helped. You have no idea how deeply it is appreciated. Thank you. So with that, I will say God bless everybody out there. Good night.